Trudie sitting in for Elias for the next couple of weeks. We are talking about homelessness in Montreal. We had Mayor Valérie Plante calling yesterday for a top gun on homelessness. Remember when they started talking about a top gun for health? Well, she's saying that homelessness deserves its own top gun in the form of a cabinet minister whose portfolio would be to tackle all of the issues that come together and result in homelessness. She also, at the same time, at the same news conference this week, announced some investments in various aspects of what leads to homelessness, $22.5 million aimed at 40 projects involving people who do not have a home. Here to talk to us more about Montreal and its homeless issue is Pierre Lessard Blais, mayor of Mercier, Hochelaga-Maisonneuve. He's with Projet Montreal. Mayor Blais, thanks for joining us in studio today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You often hear people talking about homelessness as being so multifaceted, that it's not just one problem that lands a person smack dab without a home, that it's usually a confluence of issues that brings a person to lose the roof over their head and find themselves on their street. What is Projet Montreal's approach to the hierarchy of the problem? What are you tackling first? What are the top issues do you think have to be dealt with first?
It's definitely, as you said, a very complicated issue, and it's really multi-factors. So definitely housing is the first priority, I'd say, because if you don't have a roof over your head, but it's not any kind of housing as well, because we are pushing to densify the city and build more private housing. But we know very well that those new private housings are also quite expensive. When we're talking about the east end of Montreal, when you build a brand new 3.5, you're talking almost $2,000 a month. So private sector will not fill the whole needs, especially when you think that when you have revenue, if you're homeless from the government, is about $600 or $700 a month. So you need social housing, definitely. But when we're talking about housing, you sometimes talk about also people who've had different issues in their life, and sometimes it could be either mental issues, drug issues, but it can also be employment issues. So it's really a problem that is multi-factor, and we know, unfortunately, that our society, and it's a shame for us, for our society, but our society right now is creating more homeless people every month, that we're building housing specialized for them or that respond to their needs. So unfortunately, it's not a breaking news. We all know that things will probably get worse. So when the Mayor Plante said we need a top gun on homelessness, it's, I think, one of the biggest social crises we're living right now in the province of Quebec. And it's not only a Montreal thing, they're talking about it in Val d'Or, in Rimouski, all around the province. And we know it's a growing issue. So we really need someone to tackle the issue. So we know the Premier Legault very rarely moves his minister. He announced he's going to do it. So that opened the door for us to say, tackle this problem properly, please, because we'll know it's going to be a growing problem, unfortunately.
It is part of the portfolio of Lionel Carman, the member of the cabinet. Now, you feel that's not enough? He doesn't have the levers that he needs to make change, or?
He's been an ally to the city of Montreal. He's very talkable, easily reachable, but you have to take it out only of the health issue, because it's a lot wider than this. So that's the principal thing. And when you look at the composition of cabinet minister in Quebec, you have ministers for information access, you have ministers for cyber security. So I think that one of the biggest if not the biggest social crisis we're living right now, deserves someone that it's written down in his task definition clearly, because things, if you don't tackle this problem, will get worse.
The opposition at City Hall has already weighed in on Mayor Plante's call for a special ministry for homelessness, saying that what the mayor should be doing is managing the problem here with local solutions and not trying to pass the buck to the province. What is the philosophy? Are the solutions and is it not best to have those made close to home?
To be honest, yesterday's announcement, the core of it was the announcements we were doing now in Montreal. The Top Gun thing is more picked up by medias, and it's fine. But yesterday we did announce projects for about $23 million. It is a significant raise from the money we used to give in those projects. But what the biggest thing that I'm sorry for my English.
Oh, you're doing
coming
great.
back
from
my vacations. But the biggest thing, the biggest switch, it's something we've heard a lot from the non-lucrative organizations, is that we need to be able to plan ahead. So yesterday, our 23 million, it's based on 3 years projects, and it's almost like five months before the beginning of next year of 2026. So what the organizations were telling us, right, we need to plan better, and we need to know what money we will receive to hire people. And when you give the answers to organization, let's say mid-December for early January, the time they hire the people and they get organized, if they get a good amount of money, they lose 2-3 months, 4 months during the year. So when you give an amount of money for 3 years, it's easier to plan. And that's something that organizations have been saying for years. Right now we're gonna wait. We are waiting for the answers of Quebec's health minister for what money will go to what organization for this winter, and we will have those answers only mid-October. So for the organization, if you have the money mid-October, and the first knows are early December. So you need, with the money we have, we can plan better and do better, and that's what we're trying to do with the announcement of yesterday.
Just a quickie question to wrap up. We talk about needing hyper-local solutions. You represent the borough of Mercier, Hochelaga-Maisonneuve. Is homelessness in the top 3 of all the concerns that you're dealing with in your borough?
Right now it's top 1. It's really harsh. It's really, really hard. And that's what we need the government to understand. You see, my borough is 150,000 person, but the neighborhood of Hochelaga-Maisonneuve, it's about 45,000 people. Right now, we have more than 1% of the population that is homeless. 1%. It's crazy. So we have a population that is extremely generous and understand a lot of what the homeless people are living, and they share, they care. But when you reach that 1% level, it's getting really hard on the issues of how do you live together. So it's my number 1, and I'm gonna work a lot on this issue for the next few months until the next election.
All right. Pierre Lessard Blais, Mayor of Mercier, Hochelaga-Maisonneuve, thank you very much for coming into studio to speak to us today.
Thank you. Have a good day.